class 10. Hope you had a good time. Now again it's time to start the classes. Now you have to listen the explanations carefully. You have to read the chapters and do all the assignments on time because you know the value of these assignments. So children, please be sincere in your studies. We were doing chapter number 7, sound, in which I told you about natural vibrations and damped vibrations. Now today we will do forced vibrations. Now what do you mean by forced vibrations? The vibrations of a body which take place under the influence of an external periodic force acting on it are called the forced vibrations. So I will explain you by taking the example. When the stem of a vibrating turning fork is pressed against the tabletop, the tabletop executes forced vibrations. The vibrations executed by the tabletop are called forced vibrations because they are taking place under the influence of an external periodic force. The external periodic force is the turning fork. Okay children, the tabletop is executing the forced vibrations in the presence of turning fork, which is an external periodic force. So these type of vibrations are called as forced vibrations. Now, during forced vibrations, three forces are acting on the body, which is executing the forced vibrations. First force is the restoring force given by the body. Second force is the frictional force or resistive force. And the third is the external periodic force. So three forces are acting on the body. Now when the external periodic force is applied on the vibrating body, the body no longer vibrates with its own natural frequency, but it gradually acquires a frequency of the applied periodic force. And the external periodic force is also called the driving force. Now the amplitude of the forced vibrations depends on the frequency of the external force. If the frequency of the external force is different from the natural frequency of the body, the amplitude of oscillation is very small, which die out soon due to the presence of damping forces, frictional forces. But if the frequency of the external force is exactly equal to the natural frequency of the body, the amplitude of oscillation is very large. And in the absence of damping forces, the amplitude of vibrations is infinite. And that state, that special case is known as resonance, which we will study further. So, the amplitude of the vibrations of the body executing forced vibration depends on the frequency of the external force. Some more examples of forced vibrations are when the artist plays on the strings of a guitar by his fingers, the vibrations in them cause the forced vibrations in the air enclosed in the hollow box, and a loud sound is heard. Merely by vibrating the string, the sound is not enough. So the strings are placed on a sound box. They are mounted on a sound box so that forced vibrations are caused in the air contained in the sound box, and these forced vibrations sends a greater amount of energy to our ears and a loud sound is heard. In fact, in all the string instruments like guitar, sitar, a hollow sound box is provided which contains air, and the strings are mounted above the hollow box. When the strings are made to vibrate by plucking them, they produce forced vibrations in the air of the sound. Okay children, the sound box contains air, and when you vibrate the strings, they cause forced vibrations in the air. And the surface area of air in the sound box is large. So the forced vibrations of air send forth the greater amount of energy and cause a loud sound. So a loud sound is heard during forced vibrations. Now the most important topic of the chapter, resonance. Now resonance is a special case of forced vibrations. When the frequency of the externally applied periodic force on a body is equal to its natural frequency, the body begins to vibrate with an increased amplitude. This is called as resonance, and the vibrations are called as resonant vibrations. For example, suppose there is a small tennis ball suspended from a rigid support. It is vibrating with its natural frequency. With its own natural frequency, it is vibrating. Let the natural frequency of the body be F. Now we struck a turning fork against a rubber pad. It also starts vibrating. And we bring the turning fork near this body. This tennis ball already oscillating with frequency F. So let the frequency of this vibrating turning fork be N. So when at that point, when the frequency of the externally applied force becomes equal to the natural frequency of the body starts oscillating with a large amplitude, and a loud sound will be produced because a greater amount of energy will be transferred to our ears. This is called as resonance. So resonance occurs only when the frequency of the applied force is equal to the natural frequency of the vibrating body. Now the phenomenon of resonance can be demonstrated by some experiments which I will tell you. Suppose there are two sound boxes facing each other. These are sound boxes, and turning forks are mounted above these sound boxes. They are exactly the same surface area. Now this is one turning fork mounted, and this is another turning fork, and they are exactly the same, A, B. Suppose these are two identical turning forks A and B of the same frequency, and they are mounted on two separate sound boxes such that the open ends are facing each other. Then the prong of this turning fork A, suppose, is stuck on a rubber pad. It starts vibrating. Now we put this turning fork on the sound box. We will find that the other turning fork B will also start vibrating, and a loud sound will be heard. So what happens? The vibrating turning fork A, this is vibrating with its natural frequency. It produces forced vibrations in the air column of its sound box. These vibrations are of large amplitude because of large surface area of air in the sound box. They are communicated to the sound box of fork B. The air column of B starts vibrating with the frequency of the fork A. Now since the frequency of these vibrations is same as the natural frequency of the fork B, because they were vibrating, they will have the same natural frequency. The fork B picks up these vibrations and start vibrating under resonance because the frequencies are matching. Thus the two sound boxes help in communicating the vibrations, in increasing the amplitude of vibrations, and a loud sound is heard. Now the next experiment is that we take four pendulums A, B, C and D and suspend them from the same rubber string. Now the pendulums A and B are of the same length, so they will have the same natural frequency. The pendulum D is longer than A and B, so the natural frequency is lower than that of A, because the frequency is inversely proportional to the length. Similarly, the pendulum C is shorter than A and B, so its natural frequency will be more than that of A and B. Now the pendulum A is set into vibration by displacing its bob to one side. The pendulum B also starts vibrating initially with a small amplitude and ultimately it acquires the amplitude same as that the pendulum initially had. When the amplitude of pendulum B becomes maximum, the amplitude of A becomes minimum because of sharing of energy by them. Then after the amplitude of pendulum B decreases and that of A increases. So this process continues. First A with more amplitude, slowly B starts acquiring its amplitude. Now the vibrations of pendulum B are said to be in phase with those of A. That is, they reach the extreme position on either side simultaneously. The pendulum C and D also vibrate, but each of them vibrate with a very small amplitude. So why does this happen? The vibrations produced in pendulum A are communicated as forced vibrations to the other pendulums B, C and D through the rubber string PQ. The pendulum C and D remain in the state of forced vibrations, whereas the pendulum B comes in the state of resonance because the natural frequency of pendulum B is equal to that of A, and therefore there is exchange of energy between the pendulums A and B. When the amplitude of pendulum B increases, the amplitude of pendulum A decreases and vice versa. The pendulum B therefore vibrates with the frequency of the pendulum A and it remains in the phase with pendulum A. So in pendulum A and B, what is happening? Resonance. This is the external periodic force. This is the body vibrating with its natural frequency. When both the frequencies are same, resonance occurs. But in C and D, there are only forced vibrations. So children, this is all for today.